this race has wildly changed. Are there any Republicans who are privately saying maybe we should have not gone after Joe Biden as hard?
No, because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are very similar. They own the same record. The difference between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are twofold. One, of course, is Kamala Harris actually has a pulse. But second is she's more radical and she's less likable. What you saw in that speech right there was a complete repudiation of her own record. She said she wanted to fix the border. Oh, if only she had the power over the last 4 years to do that. Wait, she did.
Right.
Oh, we can fix the economy. Oh, if you only had the lever of power to do so. Wait, that's right. You and Joe Biden ruined the economy. We're paying more for gas and for groceries. We hadn't even gotten to the fact that while she talks about Donald Trump being a criminal and how that little cute line she uses, but she ignores the 10 to 20 million criminals she let into this country and refuses to prosecute those who are in this country illegally, who rape and murder and burglarize and assault our own citizens.
No,
this will be the fight between now and the election, because what she did, while you say is raucous and while you say was impressive, it was a complete and total fabrication. The difference between now and then is we have to do everything we can to define her and not let her define herself, because what you saw on that stage was 100% false.
Okay. That would be an impressive statement if it was ever made by Donald Trump on the stump. He doesn't seem to be able to coherently
stuff like that a lot.
Coherently get that message as clear as you just articulated. Rachel, interestingly enough, Mark Halpern was on with us last night, noting that Kamala Harris is getting billions in earned media right now. She's getting the same kind of moment that Donald Trump got in 2016. We all took her rally live. That's worth an awful lot. 9 days she's been out. She's not done a single interview. Tomorrow, the National Association of Black Journalists issued an invitation to Donald Trump and to Kamala Harris. National Association of Black Journalists. And Donald Trump is the one who is showing up. Kamala Harris is not. How long is the on the teleprompter, totally protected campaign going to last?
I will get to that question, but I do first want to state my impression of the Vice President's incredible speech tonight. She had thousands and thousands of people in the crowd. It leads off of a week that she had where she raised $200 million from donors. It was a historic amount of support that she's received.
All stipulated, Counselor.
2/3 of those donations were first-time donors, people who are excited. She's galvanized
Fundraising segments next. Answer the question.
And also, I want to also note that she laid out a vision of the future. She talked about wanting to move forward and not backwards. She talked about opportunity. She talked about the middle class. She talked about reproductive rights and freedom.
We heard the whole thing. Now, when is she going? When is this candidate who talked about the importance of democracy? The importance of democracy is the importance of a press and speaking to the free press. She hasn't done that in 9 days. She's turned down every interview request. She's even turned down the Association of Black Journalists. If this was Donald Trump, and I remember when Donald Trump didn't speak to the press for 3 days, the Republic was over, and it was an assault on the media. 9 days she's gotten away with it.
So I'd like to also say that Vice President Harris has engaged media throughout the entire time that she's worked as vice president, and she's been hitting the
You're entitled to your own opinion. You're not entitled to your own facts. Hogan answered the question. Give me an answer.
I will get to your question about NABJ. First, I don't work for the vice president anymore, but I did see in public reporting that this was a clear scheduling conflict. And I also would like to say that throughout the 3 years I worked for her, she engaged NABJ consistently. She always gave a place at the table to black journalists.
Okay, this is a woman, though, who, when off script, is a disaster. She was a disaster in the Lester Holt interview.
I disagree.
Okay, well, you can disagree, but there's a reason that she doesn't go out there and do interviews. I covered the Trump-Pence White House. Trump and Pence talked all the time to the media.
I staffed her for hundreds of interviews.
Okay, well, how many network interviews?
Many, dozens, and I'm happy to follow up with numbers. The vice president has always prioritized media. She's prioritized a free press. She's talked about
in 9 days, she took one gaggle question.
The vice president has been talking to thousands and thousands of voters over the last week. It has been a historic performance for any presidential candidate in history.
This is very smart by the Democrats, what they're doing. You must keep her in a bubble. You must keep her on script. Once she deviates, it is a cavalcade of gaffes and of word salad that no one understands, and unpopular, radical, dangerous positions that no one likes. On top of that, the press is an interesting subject for me on this particular topic because only time will tell. if they can make fetch happen for the 9th time, because they haven't been able to this point. But understand the power of the mainstream media.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.